up, everybody? We are back with another episode of the 49ers Round Check. We're on the draft week, man, so we're looking forward to those rumors. You know, everybody's talking about the trade rumors, and I think that's going to be silenced by draft day. So we please welcome my guest. I guess he calls himself the Anti-Slayer, but we know him as the McNiner. The McNiner.
I'll change that.
Yeah, the McNiner. And we got the 49er King from the 510. Have it your way, like Burger King style. But, you know, we all going to have a good episode, man. So, draft week, man, what's on your guys' mind? Oh, we got the Big Mac attack coming in.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man? Good timing. I guess we were just on a perfect time and putting the intro in. And what's up, Crazy Juice? What is up, everybody? The timing is perfect. The draft is coming up. We're excited, bro. This rumors can go away, right? But what is your guys' mind on the draft?
Oh man, it's crazy stuff. Wonder who we're gonna draft. Like I said, I got my guy. Who I want either Darnell Washington or Jason Wiles. You know what I'm saying? Like from the tight end from Cincinnati.
Oh, you mean Josh Wiles, not Jason.
Josh Wiles. My bad. It's not Jason. Oh yeah. But yeah, man, those are two top guys. Those guys are game changers. They can be a great tandem with Kittle. And that's what we need is another guy who can, because, you know, Shanahan really wants those two tight end sets, in my opinion. You know, try to get a couple of different players like Austin Hooper last year, had Jordan Reed for a little bit. You know, he wants that Vernon Davis, Delaney Walker tandem at least. That'd be great if we got that again, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm just saying. So, but yeah, offensive tackle is the other need. That's the guy we got to get for the right side to compete with Mikovits and be the eventual successor to Trent Williams when he decides to retire.
Yeah, why not? You know, David McNiner, I know what's on your mind, but what's on those prospects that you're looking at?
Well, you know, I'm looking at offensive tackles, and there's about 3 or 4 guys that are kind of intriguing, you know. A lot of people are saying, you know, Blake Freeland ain't it. He's Mike McGlinchey 2.0. He's a better pass blocker than Mike McGlinchey. Mike McGlinchey's a little better run blocker. So it's literally a trade-off. But look at what we were doing last season. We were starting to pass the ball around. So, you know, it comes a certain point in time where you got to step up and get what you need. But, you know, there's also that Tyler Steen guy. There's Duncan from Maryland. And there's Bergeron. I can't remember where he's from. Isn't he from Syracuse or
Syracuse,
something?
And then my boy Wanya Morris is another guy.
See, these are all guys that are feasible, you know, and fit our system. So I'm hoping we trade up and get someone, but like John Lynch literally said that they tried to move around last year and they didn't. It just didn't come to fruition.
I think this time it will happen this time because we'll probably be able to.
Don't know if you guys watched the press conference today or not. I did.
Yeah, I watched a bit of it from watching the players, and then I'm going to check out more of John Lynch because I've heard that I don't think they're not afraid of moving up, but I think a lot of teams don't want us to move up. They really hate that we make moves like that. So they were like saying, no, we don't want the Niners to benefit this trade. But Big Mac, man, what's on your mind?
Yeah, they need to get Freeland. And then that's all I want is break Freeland because I think he'll become just as good as a run blocker as McGlinchey was. So it's already a plus if he's a good pass blocker. So why not go and get him? And I think they're not going to be I think they can move up this year. But like you said, a lot of teams out there, they don't want us to move up.
Exactly.
They're haters, the little punks.
Yeah, because the Niners, you know, they win every trade damn near. You know, teams always skeptical of us. You know, like oh man, they're trying to pull a fast one on us. I mean, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs, they won their trade against us. The D Ford, they did backhand us with that. But most of the other ones, the Niners, they do good. They try to be aggressive when needed.
Yeah, the question mark on that trade is Trey Lance. Let's see how he does. I feel like everybody's just giving up on this kid too soon, and everybody's just giving the freaking benefit of the doubt to Brock Purdy, man. Like, where's that same energy if he's not healthy? So you can't just call the guy a starter right away. I mean, just by the performance wise, he made a strong case, but I just don't get how some of these Niner fans on Twitter, like half of this fan base, they are blind. They don't want to give Trey a chance. They kind of look at him as a Colin Kaepernick. They look at him like he's another Colin Kaepernick. That's how they look at him as.
I think he has more throwing talent than Kaepernick.
But that's how they look at him as. Like, if you look at a bunch, like, okay, they don't even make a strong argument. They just said, oh, we're going to deal with the same exact quarterback we had in the past. And you know who they're kind of referring to, right? And they're just throwing their agenda towards it. And I'm like, dude, the guy's only played 4 games. Why are we judging this kid? You guys treat him worse than Colin Kaepernick.
Well, have these guys ever? I don't know. Are they just 49er fans that just started being 49er fans? If they're longtime 49ers fans, then we got to see what did they get from their evaluation of anybody? Can they evaluate any players? So for them, I don't give a crap about them. I just give a crap of what the 49ers do and get us a freaking trophy this year.
Yeah, you know, the reports are not even accurate, and they're already thinking we're moving on, bro. And I'm like saying the front office does not leak information, man. You guys are blind. You guys are blind or something. Like, so you're gonna believe a little report, but what if John Lynch just tells Trey, hey, you're our guy, you're not going nowhere? But when they put some fake reports, they're gonna believe that crap.
Yeah, I mean, they do that all the time, man. It's like every single year there's a little report that somebody started, and we know who those guys are, Florio and freaking.
Oh, I got his phone number. I'm going to prank call him. I'm going to prank call his personal number, and I'm just playing. That guy gets he has no credibility. No offense.
Hey, did you guys hear John Lynch?
Yeah.
He said every offseason we're in on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like he was literally trolling the media at that point. Like, come on, guys, you know.
Like the pettiness.
Of course, we're looking to move up. What do you guys expect us to do? Like, John Lynch even said they were going to move, but I guess they were happy where they were. It's like, you know, it's so funny. They think they know something. Like, I think it really pisses off Mike Florio. I think it really pisses off guys like Chris Sims, who thinks he really knows Kyle Shanahan personally. Well, they do know each other outside of the football business, but Kyle ain't going to give up info like that. I mean, a lot of these media guys are trying so hard to ruin Trey Lance. They're trying to make up some stories, and I'm like at a point where I'm like saying, man, I'm going to go look for Mike Florio's info. I'm going to go down his address and go look for and scare him, make him quit his job. Not just playing.
Don't do that, Chris.
I don't just play, man. I'm just playing.
Hey, you know what? Last week, the GM from the Colts, what did he say?
Bill Pulley?
This is the lying season. The Colts GM president. So he came out and said everybody's lying this time of the year. Yeah. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah. So, how did the Aaron Rodgers rumor went from the Niners? That kind of died already.
Went to the Jets. Went to the Jets to join up with our former D coordinator Robert Saleh. But they got the offensive rookie of the year. They got the defensive rookie of the year. They can win that division.
What's with these other guys being agenda and mixing the Niners into it? Like, you get a lot of these other content creators who are big on some platforms, but they don't have the right information. They just like to throw it out there. Like, besides outside of Grant Cohn, he does his job, so he does a lot of the click stuff. But you look at other guys that have, like, they don't have no credential, but they throw a lot of clicks, a lot constantly. And I just don't get where you guys get this info. Like, if you're going to get info from Mike Florio, I'm sorry, you're getting false news. You're not getting nothing legit. Like, if you're getting reports from Mike Florio, then you need to get out of a job. That guy does not have credibility. He'll cost you a job.
Well, that's why I started a YouTube channel, because I didn't want to freaking hear from the mainstream fake media talking about the 49ers and what they're going to do. I already knew that was BS, man. Because just 2 weeks ago, I was at my buddy's house who, he played with Aaron Rodgers. He played with Marshawn Lynch and all those guys. And I asked him, I say, hey, what's up with Aaron? He's like, man, nobody knows what's up with Aaron except for Aaron. So he might sign with the Jets, but he definitely is not going to the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, I already had my scoop.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brian? How's it going? But yeah, dude, there's a lot of questions about the Niners. You know, I just interviewed a guy that just visited the Niners a few days ago. Shaquille Brown. They just visited. Like, I guess a couple of Troy players were on the Niners visit. Like Will Cholo was a guy that I interviewed like a few weeks ago, and Carl Marshall, whatever his name is, and then the guy that I just interviewed, Shaquille Brown. He's got some big size. He's got some potential. Like, he kind of seemed like an Eric Armstead, but just has that raw talent that you can coach with. Yeah, but if you guys didn't check out that interview, man, the guy was like, I like his attitude. You know, out of all the other players, this guy seemed like the most happiest out of all the people I've interviewed. Like, I'm not even kidding, dude.
When was that interview?
In the morning.
This morning?
Mm-hmm. Because he told me that he was going to go visit the Tennessee Titans. So I was expecting 3 p.m. for my time. And he told me, hey, can we do it earlier? And I said, all right. Once I get off work, we can do it. And he was cool with it. So he gave me like 35 minutes of his time. Yeah, morning shows, nobody tunes in like all the time. But I just did what I did. Just wanted to get that out the way.
Well, I would have, but I was cutting a freaking fiberglass and stuff, so I was covered in
understandable.
Everything.
No, but if you were to check the guy's interview, the guy looks like the happiest player out of everybody, bro. Like, all the other players I've interviewed, this guy smiles. Like, I'm like, okay, he likes to be. He's glad to be here. Is all it is.
Hey, that's the kind of players that the 49ers need. That wants to be here. They want to play for a Lombardi Trophy. That's the players that we need. We don't need those players that just come here and pretend like they can paint their fingernails and they'll be here.
Yeah. I've tried to reach out to Braden Willis, and actually, you know what's even interesting? I actually got his phone number, but he hasn't got back to me yet. But I'll try to see if I can get something done maybe before draft day. But if not,
I don't know how you do it, CG.
I find people.
All of the guys that I grew up with, my friends and everybody that play in the freaking NFL, and I was like, hey, when are you gonna come on the show? They're freaking camera shy, dude.
Some of them are, but
yeah, they're like, no, I can't do it.
Randy Cross has been on my show like 2 times, but there was one where his face was on there, and then there was the one with the audio thing because he had an issue with his and then I had Ricky Allison on like on my other channel, and I had Stuart Swagger, even though he was a Raider, but he was on my show giving me some inputs on some Purdue players, and he gave me an input on a Purdue player that Niners should definitely get. He thinks that Payne Durham would be a great fit for the Niners.
Yeah, he's like a good little physical tight end, you know, not blazing speed. I think good enough speed. You know, get those bruisers. He got some kiddo in him.
Yeah, McNiners got my co-host's face on there, man. That's classic. Poor Noah. I mean, dude, out of all that, bro, I thought Seattle was gonna beat us at that point, but he had to pie himself in the face.
Is that why he?
Yeah, we made a bet. We made a bet during a short week, and I told him if my team wins, or if I lose, I'll pie myself in the face, because they were kind of laughing at the pie in the face against the Falcons, and they were thinking it was interesting. But when I called the challenge on one of the content creators, I said, "Hey, Noah, if you want this same energy, how about this? If my Niners beat you, you pie yourself in the face." And he didn't back down, but it took him a while to get the bet done because he had to like move stuff and all that. But he's a good dude. Oh yeah, and Pale
shout out to Noah. That's why I got the picture up.
And Pale did the same thing too. And Pale did the same thing. The only one who kind of chickened out of the bet was Mike. He said, "Hell no." I was just roasting him, bro. I was roasting him. I was killing it.
Hey, anybody want to buy a property out here in Idaho? It's 70 acres. It's just $6 million.
Oh man,
$6 million. Good Lord.
I got that in my shoebox, man.
I'm rich.
Like, no, it's It's Mike Upati's house. His
Oh,
property.
Mike
Mikey.
Iupati, number 77.
Yep.
well, does he still live in Idaho or does he move back in California?
He bought a smaller property, so he's trying to sell it now.
But it's got to be a nice property down in Idaho or something.
Oh, freak. It's got everything you want. They could just, I don't know why he just doesn't turn it into what you call it, a
rent.
a wedding destination, because it's got all the picture perfect, all the little landscaping and everything, the mountains, all of it.
But it's $6 million. But he'd rather get a regular house. I guess he's trying to save up money for that. But so
he doesn't want the maintenance. It's because it's a big headache.
Yeah, maybe that's why he prefers a regular house. Maybe a nice, big, decent house. But if you get the bigger mansion, it's going to cost massive money. But I think he's taking his profit out of it. Like maybe he's moving back to California, which is pricey a little bit. He probably misses that type of vibe over there.
No, he already got a new place.
Oh, so it's like
he's not even living there.
So he's like moving to Seattle or somewhere?
No, he just bought a smaller property close by there.
Oh, in Idaho still. Okay.
Yeah, still in Idaho.
Wow, so he just lives down in Idaho. I heard Idaho is pretty quiet out there and pretty cheap out there, but the only downside of going to Idaho is they don't like Californians.
Nobody likes Californians anywhere, and I'm a Californian, and they all love me.
No, but like in Idaho, they don't like anybody in California in general, from what I was told. So
that's stereotype stuff.
That's true. Because they think that everybody's coming with their politics and going to change the rules and everything, and prices and everything is going to go up higher. So that's what they think.
The only downside of what I heard in Idaho is they don't make the best Mexican food.
Oh no, I wouldn't expect them to.
I rather doubt with Texas Mexican food and be put with California, one of the two. At least I know they're making quality food. Maybe even Florida does good. Who knows?
Oh, Utah makes some good. They got some good stuff. Yeah, because there's a lot of Mexicans over here over in Utah. Even
in Colorado too. I heard it's pretty cool over there. I know a lot of people that lived out there. They make some good Mexican culture food over there.
Yeah. So yeah, we have like sometimes people pull up and they have all their food and everything in the back of their trunk. So we're like, oh, that's some good Mexican food. So we can run over there and buy it.
So it must be kind of interesting to so you're just currently at Idaho, huh?
Yeah, I'm in Idaho right now.
So the climate's pretty nice out there, right? Like the area?
It's pretty nice today, but it's usually snowing where I'm at. I'm over in Twin Falls, so I passed McNiner on my way up here.
McNiner.
I'll be passing through again tomorrow.
Wait, but you guys stay in the same state, so I guess you guys will be catching up some point.
Gotta go to either a BYU or a Utes game. So.
Well, he's a Utah fan, so maybe a BYU Utah game would probably be a nice way to meet up.
Man, it's hard for me to go anywhere, but I'll be in Vegas because my son has an AAU tournament. But there's a lot of stuff. If you guys are ever in Vegas, go to there's a sushi restaurant right on the lake, Las Vegas. I gotta get the name because I keep forgetting the name, but I'll get the name.
Yeah, I'm not big on sushi, but I get it.
Sushi's good, man.
I mean, I have allergies on the seafood stuff. It's like,
but what?
Like swollen.
Oh,
I can't get all that seafood. All that shit messes my face up. That's why I have a little reaction on it.
Yeah, it's my buddy's restaurant, and he's allergic to seafood.
I just don't know why, but hey, they don't like me.
Hey, if it makes you money, do it.
Deal with it, I guess, for him. But yeah,
well, he doesn't have to eat the food.
He just sells it. Yeah, definitely want to see a BY versus Utah one day live. I mean, it'd be nice for McNiner and Big Mac to just meet up in person. You can do a meet and greet.
Hey, he lives like. Well, I could get down there in probably 4.5 hours in my car. My Jeep, it'd probably take close to 6, but it just depends.
Man.
But yeah, it was just raining and not really cold up here today. It wasn't bad at all. I got to the point where I was on top of the building hooking all the coolers up and realized that there's a bunch of broken water lines. It's like there's a lot more work up here that needs to be done. So that was interesting.
Yeah, but for me and King, we just go up every other year to a Niners game. So it's like takes us 2 hours to get over here.
Yeah.
What Niner game are you guys gonna go to this year? If you guys are going to,
Not really sure. I'm trying to see.
Home opener, of course.
I'm trying to go to that Cowboys and Niners game, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm going for sure. The
Yeah,
opener and the Cowboys at home.
Maybe the Niners and Ravens game. Maybe also we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna go to the last game of the year. That's gonna be played in Las Vegas.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl over there, but we'll see what happens, man. Like, I even caught up with a lot of those content creators. I might look for a schedule where John Chapman will be at, so I can meet and link with that guy. Because I've been wanting to meet John Chapman for quite some time. So it's like I already met with Chili Will, who does another content show, but it's an okay channel, but it's I guess his channel is called 400 Street Squad. So I saw him at the game, and I saw Tommy. Was it Tommy Mello or something? He was at one of the areas I was in, and he does rap music for the Niners. So he's like one of those guys from LA who comes from all the way from LA and just go to the games. And he was just right down the corner of us, and we were just chit chatting. So I think I'm supposed to have him in 2 days. Like Tommy got back to me. He said we'll work something out. He should be coming on maybe 3 p.m. before the draft. So we'll do a little collab with him. I met up with him at the game. So he's a cool dude. And the Eye of the Niner, I met him. Cool dude. Very good dude. Very humble, down to earth guy. Yeah, I can see why the name's Eye of the Niner because of what happened to his eye. But he has a Niner eye on his thing, like a prosthetic eye or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Met a couple of cool cats, like that Niner United guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I know him.
That Nick dude, he's an okay guy. He's cool, but Lucky, whatever his name is, Lucky, he's all right.
Yeah.
There's some guys I'm cool with, but yeah, the one he doesn't like is Joe. He does not like Joe.
Oh,
I've never heard of any of these guys.
No, but King don't like Joe for whatever reason.
Now we're cool. Now we're cool now. I actually saw him at the A's and Giants game. We're tailgating the same folks and stuff about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He just gets a little pushy with me, man. He's like, "Say, hey, drink some beer. Come on, Craig, drink some beer." He's like, "Hey, come on, man, don't be a pussy. Drink beer."
Yeah, he does that.
He's like, "Hey, come on."
He won't like me at all.
That dude's funny as hell.
He'll say, "Hey, drink some beer." I'm gonna say, "No, you drink some water, bro. That's all I drink."
The funny part about it was when my wife went to her first Niners game, she told me, "What the hell?" She said the atmosphere is nice, but then when we got back on the way home, she says, "Man, these guys party too damn much. I was gonna try to take a nap, and they woke me up. God damn."
What?
she did. She had fun, but she said it was like one of the weirdest experiences because I told her that's how they do it. Yeah. They party all day on the road, so it's kind of fun. But hey, let's talk about some draft prospects we definitely want. I know some of you guys want the Blake Freeland train, but let's get off the Blake Freeland little hype. Let's pick another option. So for me, I got to be unbiased, and I can't pick any Oklahoma players. So I'm going to have to be objective on this one. So if I had to pick a player that I really want, which I think the Niners will get, I'll tell you what, man. As far as a tight end, I know King's going to agree with this one. Josh Wild. We're going to get another George Kittle. That's who I want. I want that next Kittle.
Yes. Thank you. Virtual high five, Josh Wild's my guy.
Yeah.
My backup second guy is probably Luke Shoemaker at tight end. I like him. Man, I wish Darnell Washington, he's a super freak. He might be taken ahead of us, way past us. But Josh Wild's a guy, man. He didn't even put up that many stats in his last year, similar to Kittle, because they didn't use him like that. And he still got invited to the Senior Bowl. That shows you that they know his talent is pretty damn great. So.
I think he just wasn't quite used much at Cincinnati because they spread the ball to the wide receivers that run the ball, and their quarterback wasn't all that great.
Yeah, combination of everything.
For David McNiner, you got to be objective with the Blake Freeland and the Utah bias, man. Let's just pick a certain player that you really like.
I was also picking Josh Weil just because, I mean, he has all the intangibles.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, look at this Zach Kuntz guy."
He's overhyped. No offense.
He only played 5 games his senior year.
We're looking at his
And
junior tape. That's about it.
his injury, though,
That's a concern.
undisclosed. Why did he miss this most of the season? I mean, this is something like, not us not knowing. I don't look at him like he should even be on the board. The Niners did talk to him, but I don't think he should even be on the board.
Maybe like in the later rounds, like maybe like 6th to 7th round, I'd be okay with. Or I don't know about 5th. Maybe 5th is worth a flyer, but don't overdraft this guy. But you know who might want to get this guy? If not for the injuries, he's a good tight end. Zach Kuntz, he fits well in Jacksonville. I would totally draft him.
Torn ACL.
He's a really good player. If not for the injuries, he can really play. Like, you look at his junior tape, that's got first-round talent written all over it.
Yeah, he checks all the boxes.
Yeah, he does. Athleticism, he checks the box. Giant size, looks like an NBA player.
I can really use him in some packages.
That might be his type of draft fit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like he's looking for that kind of guy. And for Trevor Lawrence, you're gonna try about here. Trevor Lawrence, the next Kittle, probably the injury guy. He might slide. Because I remember Travis Kelce, he slid in his draft to the 3rd round because of injury.
There's this guard from U.S.C. He checks all the boxes. If not for the injury, he would be a first-round talent. We're gonna stash him up for next year.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, man. I regret not drafting Travis Kelce in 2013 because he was injured, and now he's one of the best tight ends of all time.
That proves my case that I know what I'm talking about. But we're on that Josh Weil train, so I guess David McNiner, you guys, and me. But I Big Mac, it has to be no Blake Freeland and none of the BYU bias. We got to pick a certain player that you're on the hype on.
Screw that. What are you talking about?
We got to be objective. If it were me, I would have picked all the Oklahoma players, bro. But
all right, so I just got one player that if he's there, the 49ers should get him. Noah Sewell, linebacker from Oregon. That's it.
Yeah, he checks all the boxes. He would definitely be available. Usually Oregon linebackers, they're well coached. They're smart like Penn State linebackers. Let's take a flyer. That's P.L. Sewell's brother. Yeah, he checks all the boxes.
We got to get another. We got to get another brother on the team. We already got a Bosa brother. We got to get the other Sewell brother.
Yeah, I think he would probably play the Sandbacker. I think if he's available, I think he might slide because he's not like your traditional linebacker. He's more like
he's a big boy. So,
yeah. There's Henry too, that the guy from Alabama. He's another good linebacker.
Yeah. So Noah Sewell they can use in multiple
different ways, special teams, different package,
everything, dude. They can use him in multiple positions. They don't have to use him at linebacker. They can use him on offense. Put him at fullback.
I think for Noah Sewell, I think he would be a good depth at the linebacker spot.
Oh, definitely, because
of the injuries. Because I think Greenlaw or Warner's going to miss some time. Are you going to trust Oren Burks to take some snaps when he doesn't have that great of a coverage? I don't know,
man. I'd rather put that Knight kid over there.
Boogie Knight. Boogie Knight.
No, not Boogie Knight. Talking about the Knight that we already have on the team.
Oh, Contreras Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like something
I like the way he tackles. I really like the way he tackles, and he can hit.
Yeah. You know, Moses was pretty high on him too. So Moses was so high on him. But speaking of Moses, the guy's been pretty busy with a lot of work schedules, so he hasn't really got back to me. But he's been kind of really busy with his personal life with schedule-wise, you know. So sometimes working those extra jobs can be a bummer. We also have one of the Warner brothers. Well, Fred Warner's more established. His brother's not even that established. His brother was just an undrafted guy, signed with the Rams, and then never did nothing. But I guess I get what you're saying. What's up, Seahawks, Eddie? I got some mock drafts coming up tomorrow. Or what is it? I think it's the 25th. So 25th, I have some mock drafts coming up. So I got something in store. So for all these NFC West guys, man, I got Seattle on some draft picks. I got the Rams on some draft picks. Of course, I got my Niners, and then I got the Cardinals. So I'm going to do some 7-round mock drafts, man. So I got to keep it non-biased with everybody else. So hopefully it's exactly what they want in their draft boards, because I'm going to go exactly on what they're looking for, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if it were me, I'd pick a bunch of those injury trash players, but nah, got to be real.
For the other team?
Yeah, for them, yeah. But no, I wouldn't do that. It's just you got to keep it real with them. So there's a couple of players that I do have on the radar for them. So it's like I can see them getting them as far as like making sense for them. But I'll tell you what, man, the Rams have a lot of holes to fill. So Seattle, they don't really have too much holes to fill. They just need to fix a couple of spots here and there, and they'd be all right. Cardinals, a lot of holes. Niners, not so much, man. We don't got too much holes to fill. We just get the best step players and all that stuff.
Yeah, the Cardinals are just in the hole.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys see what what's his name, the old GM of the Cardinals, Steve Keim, the Nick Bosa story? That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, he called him a little quarterback?
No. Like
he's gonna hunt him.
No. Like when he was like on Colin Cowherd, which I don't take his shit as much anymore. But when he was an interview with him, he talked about how he met up with Nick Bosa at Fort Lauderdale, wherever he's from, and they were doing like a meeting or something. And then I guess Nick Bosa got him and Cliff Kingsbury in a headlock and says, "Hey, look, I know you guys are gonna probably pick the little quarterback.
Yes, I'm saying.
But I'm gonna make you like." I guess he said something about he's gonna make his life a living hell. He's gonna haunt them for the rest of their life or something. Yeah. And he just thought it was funny.
Yep, and that's what he's doing. He's haunting them every season. Haunting little Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and I asked Mike. Yeah,
for everybody that said that Nick Bosa, not to draft Nick Bosa. Yeah, I'm damn glad the 49ers picked Nick Bosa.
Despite all the politics stuff, I don't think it should even matter. I think the guy plays football. The guy comes from a pedigree. I think if everybody just keeps all BS aside, man, like that's Bosa's personal life. That's nobody's business.
Yeah. At least he doesn't like bring it up in the media and sticks it in everybody's faces. Keeps to himself and just plays football.
He's calm and quiet. Everybody has their own opinion, but they shouldn't have never made that such a big deal. But I'm glad the Cardinals passed on him for that reason. Maybe that's why they passed on him so much. But then again, they weren't sure about Josh Rosen, so they just got rid of him anyways. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they weren't sure about anybody they drafted.
That's when Steve Wilkes got fired for no reason, bro. What was he even there for in the first place?
Damn.
Hey, were you guys glad that the Aaron Rodgers rumors is dead? Like we could just put it to rest, like the Undertaker.
Yeah, man. Tired of
it was dead before it started.
Well, the only people not glad are the media.
They're pissed.
Now it's like, because they're like, that's one less story we have. Okay, now we got to make something new up.
That's right. That's why everybody needs to come tune in to our shows, freaking like and subscribe to our channels, because those people are freaking fake.
Yeah, Roll Red from Black and White Sports Network. This is what's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers wants to play for the 49ers, and they're going to trade Trey Lance. According to what Mike Florio said.
Who gets sources from Mike Florio, please? God damn. Like when you say Mike Florio, you lost credibility. Like I just made fun of the guy who does that freaking Black and White Sports. I just made fun of his voice. Like,
yeah, that's what's going to happen, guys. Trey Lance is a disgrace. He's a disgrace to the 49ers organization.
And he kind of made it look like a weird comparison. Like I like to see what they all gotta say, but I just laugh at the shit they say, bro. It's like, where you get all this shit from? This is like watching CNN news, bro. Like, I mean, if you look at his channel, if you look at this dude's channel, it's mostly a bunch of MAGA supporters that just talk their sports take, but they just take beliefs off of Mike Florio, bro, or other reports. And I'm like, how do you get all this info from? Don't you need to get sources from the Niners?
MAGA.
But how do you get so many damn viewers? That's beyond me, but that's just how they do it, bro. They're clickbaiters just like Grant Cohn is.
Well, that's big facts.
A
Yeah,
lot
Grant
of people
Cohn, he tries to put his
fall
little
for it.
titles and stuff.
Yeah. No offense to other guys, no offense to the Niners content creators. They do a really good job, but there's just some of them that just rely on clickbaiting too damn much. Like, I like the hustle and everything, but you don't see guys like John Chapman do all the clicks. You don't see that.
Yeah, I've been seeing some crazy titles like Nick Bosa chokes this guy out or something. Like, come on.
The only difference between me is I just kind of make it sound. I put a title that's interesting, but I don't really say the words like that, bro. It just gets them to tune in, but I don't just say it to make up stuff like that.
I'm gonna test it out this week. I'm gonna do some clickbait stuff this week and see what happens.
Yeah, just say no, but if you check out what Grant Cohn puts, and then you look at David Lombardi and a bunch of stuff and all those other people, dude. You know, the funny part is now you're seeing a bunch of these other content creators like doing exactly what David Lombardi's doing. David Lombardi has been doing this little walking around the streets or going around places like this as a video hobbit, bro. I did a couple of those. It kind of worked in my favor a little bit, but I don't know, man. Now everybody's starting to copy it. Now you see Grant Cohn doing that type of stuff. Before then, Grant didn't even care to do that. Now he's talking about, oh, yeah, I got some food up in Oakland. I got me a food truck, all that. I'm like, this has nothing to do with the Niners.
I did that stuff last year before I even did a 49er YouTube channel. And then I started it at the beginning of this year when I started doing more like this because I was traveling. I went down to Philadelphia, went down to Texas. So
no, but it's just funny how they do that stuff. It's like, like really, dude? So when I was watching that clip, I'm like, it doesn't have really nothing to do with the Niners, but he put that title in. I'm like, come on, man, don't fool me no more. and then you get a lot, you know. I really respect what Jackhammer does as his content, but you know, he's kind of in a different lane. You know, he does his own thing, but I don't want people to think it's misleading what I'm saying, but I got no problem with some of you guys doing your clicks, bro. But you guys do it consistently, constantly, bro. It kind of does annoy some of us.
Hey, I'd be annoyed, man. I'd be like, oh, man, I'm not clicking on that guy. Like certain names, like when they got the Chinese names, I'd be like, oh, that's like clickbait right there every time.
No, I mean, I get they want to hustle and make their money, but man, that's just not the way to do it. You don't see John Chapman do that shit. I don't think you'll even see freaking Rommel do that type of stuff. He'll just do hangouts and all that stuff. You won't see it with I don't think you won't see it with Nothing But Niners. They don't do that type of shit. You won't see it with
who's Nothing But Niners?
They have their own little group. It's kind of been like for a while.
Is that the one with Mike and Breezy and them?
Yeah, Breezy, he does his own thing, but I used to be pretty cool with Mike, but I don't know what happened with him. Like, we never did anything wrong, so I don't know what his deal was, but I've been trying to reach out to him so we can get a show going on, but I don't know what his deal is, but it is what it is. I don't like how some people like to throw stuff at me and then make it sound like I said something. And then when people want to make up some stories about what I said, bro, it's misleading. Like, sometimes I could be joking about something. And people take my shit seriously. So maybe when they saw how I said it, bro, that was misleading. Like, people kind of had the misunderstanding definition. When I was joking about how Mike says he's a Dante Johnson fan, and I say he seems a little, but I was just throwing it as a joke, you know, like a little jab joke or something. I think one person might have took it as the wrong way and must have told him something. Maybe that's what it was, but I never said nothing bad about him. And then when I said something about what Wayne Breezy said about the Michigan bias, I was just saying, oh, yeah, I bet you he's kind of like wants Abry to take the starting spot, but I was just throwing it as a joke. And then that person took it as a misleading, bro. And then I talked with Wayne Breezy and everything was cool. So it's like nothing bad, you know? I just don't like how people just throw up, mix up stories, what I say, bro. I never say nothing bad about them.
Yeah.
Maybe my joke and sense of humor do rub people the wrong way. If it rubs you the wrong way, don't tell somebody some made up stories, bro. It's just I just throw it as jokes.
Oh, for sure.
You know how John Jay does jokes too, right? But people take it the wrong way.
Hey, I gotta tell you guys, it was on No Border Sports Channel last Friday or Saturday. McNiner, I think you were on there when
Oh, it
everybody
was Friday.
when
Nah,
everybody was rapping.
Yeah, I don't follow his channel, man. He's been talking massive crap about me. Nah, I'm good.
Oh,
Nah, I don't speak on behalf of him, but if he were to call peace with me, I got no problem with him. But I don't really appreciate what he's been throwing jabs at me and then letting other people talk smack about me. I've been told from other people. So I mean, I don't have nothing against him, but I think that it is what it is with those other channels, bro. But when you throw my name out there and then you kind of like let them talk massive crap about me, then I'm not going to get involved with their content.
yeah, I just talk about these guys. They were all rapping instead of talking like we're talking.
Yeah, some people have their little entertainment. They have a little entertainment stuff for everybody else, but
it was the funniest thing I saw. Dude. Cracked me up that day. But that was,
I mean, there's just other people with their other issues, man. I just don't really participate with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody else, but if they're just refusing to call peace with me, then I don't got nothing to say. I'm not like
with that, man. Everybody's freaking 49er fans, content creators.
They all have their own issues, and they all have their own egos, and they're thinking I'm the same person, but I've actually changed my ways, bro. So it's not like I'm the same guy. I was kind of like thinking a little too much of myself, but they still hold that bitter grudge towards me for no reason, bro. Like I've seen other content creators hold a grudge for a while, and then they started hashing up things, but they can't even like be in good terms with me. I don't get it. So it's okay for another content creator, like other guys, have their beef for a little while, but then you guys become buddies. But you don't have a problem. But you have a problem with me wanting to squash with you. Make some sense on that.
Yeah,
I'm not perfect, I like the community. It's a great community, but when they're talking massive crap about my family, like my wife and everybody else, bro, I might have a problem with that. But I'm not gonna involve it with everybody else. But
if it gets personal, that's a problem.
Yeah. But I don't think none of them even said anything like that. But if they were to step that line, then that's a different story. But I don't have a problem with those other guys. I just feel like they're just not really giving me a chance to prove myself.
Hey, you're already doing it, bro. You do all these interviews with all these players and stuff like that.
If that's not respect, then I don't know what is, bro. I put the work. But they want to criticize me for fucking like paying for them, bro. I don't pay a dime with them, bro. They give me phone numbers. I don't even ask for the phone numbers. They give it to me. Julian Peterson, I guess I got his number off of Jamie Winborn, but Winborn just thought it would be a good interview. I talk to him sometimes. Keith Lewis, Mike Rump, I get their phone numbers. Stuart Swagger, I got his number. I can call him any other time. He might even give me Jeff Garcia. What would it be like just to have Jeff Garcia on my show?
Jeff Garcia.
Bring him on board.
3-time Pro Bowl quarterback with the 49ers.
I mean, dude, like at that part of the business of content creators, you want to work with people who got connections with other people. I thought that's how you network with people if you can find the bigger names. I don't lack the network skills, bro. I can find those athletes just like that. Just like that. It's because I relate to the players. When you play the game and you actually play the game as on the field, bro, everybody respects that. You got to have that hustle, that little hustle mentality, bro. So when I played offensive line or defensive line, bro, it's relatable to all these other football players, bro, because I know what it's like, but I never played in the big leagues. So there's a difference. But when those football players know what I'm all about, bro, they respect me. I'm kind of like a coach because I do kind of like put my time to help the offensive line a little bit. There's a couple of little league kids that I'll probably give them some pointers about the blocking skills, and they tell me it works in their favor the way I taught them how to do it. Sometimes they ask me what I can do better on. I say you need to work on your footworks a little bit better. Hey, what's up, Niner gang? I know you were going to be late for a little while. I think you're muted.
Yep. Can't hear you, Dion.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, I think he's muted.
Or his mic is off.
Mike is out, but yeah, I got nothing against nobody, man. See, I'm not gonna I like to have my regulars, man. Like you have Dion who comes in, hey, let the guy come whenever he can, man. You know when it's the prime time spotlight, man, you got to put Dion on the spot. This man speaks truths, man. This guy talks truth out there, man. We got to hear what he got to say about how he feels. I mean, the draft. We all know this Trey Lance BS just needs to go away.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably tripping. If you're asking me about the whole Trey Lance trade rumors, I mean, it's to be expected. I don't think anything different of it. It's always going to be like that. The people are going to call. They're going to inquire. With the way that John Lynch spoke about it, to me, it basically said, yeah, we just picking up the phone. I mean, pick up the phone for any damn body. So doesn't mean nothing. We just picking up the phone. They call. And it wasn't like he said that like people were inquiring and making offers, although obviously he wouldn't tell us that anyway. That we all know that they're never going to give us certain information that we would love to be privy to, which is normal because that's any franchise. But I don't give two craps about these trade rumors. At the end of the day, you really about to start Sam Darnold?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not gonna happen. It's BS.
You have
nonsense.
nothing definitive. You have nothing definitive that says Brock Purdy is going to be ready by week 1. And you know how Kyle is. Even if he's sold on somebody, if you've been injured and out for a while, he wants to see you practice a couple of times before he feels comfortable throwing you back into the fire. He will not put you out there if he has not seen you practice at least a little bit, unless you're like Debo or somebody. So as far as some trade rumors, man, please, all of y'all Trey Lance haters and all of you Jimmy sexuals that still exist, just keep being mad about it because at the end of the day, you're probably going to have this guy as your starting quarterback to start the season. I just don't know if Brock Purdy is going to be ready in that time frame. I don't care if you can throw after 12 weeks. It's still a very, very, big thing to come back from, and it's a process, and you have to make sure you take care of your body. Otherwise, it could be a situation where, hey, look at what's going on. Because I can tell you right now, if Brock was healthy and, we just wound up not winning that game, we probably would have had our phone blowing up about him.
Yeah.
That's what people tend to forget. The only reason that nobody's calling about Brock Purdy is because they know they're not going to have him for anything.
Yeah,
they know in training camp he's going to be way too limited. So I truthfully don't care about that. And plus, anytime they get pressers, I take it with a grain of salt, man. They ain't never going to say nothing. And John Lynch, he almost as bad as Mike McDaniels. He be speaking in riddles and shit. It's like, John, look, man, just answer the question straight on. You don't have to give us a bunch of filler words and phrases that no one gives two shits about. Just say what's on your mind, man. Somebody asks you, hey, how's it going? Is the sky blue today? Well, that's a great question. And, we love what the sky's done for us. And, all reports are saying that the sky is actually looking pretty blue. That is correct. I don't need all that. Yeah, the sky's blue, motherfucker. Next question.
No question to ask about it. Like you think about this, dude, I just think it's going to end at this point. And, hey, name a draft prospect that you're very high on, man. I know there's somebody that comes to mind.
I have not been keeping as close of an eye on the draft as I would like to. And plus, we ain't drafted till the 3rd round, so I don't have a real draft crush. At this year, I've actually taken a little bit away from the draft because we don't have a 1st or even a 2nd round pick. So I'll probably do more research on the guys we actually draft, but I would at any point, I keep hearing his name and he's one of my guys because I'm a UCLA guy. I keep hearing DTR. A lot of people keep speaking that name. I like it because he's a UCLA guy, and anybody from UCLA, I would love them to get drafted, and I'd love them to succeed in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? We only got one quarterback that's ever won a Super Bowl, and that was Troy. So, he won it for the wrong team, but regardless, he was a Bruin. And honestly, with the way that I feel about Kyle Shanahan and his preference for Caucasian quarterbacks, I don't know why you would bring DTR in to do what?
Just to make
here and to be a camp body. It doesn't make sense. If you feel that the guy can possibly really do something for you, you draft him at a good spot and you move forward. But honestly, I like DTR, but I watched him all his time in college. One thing that people don't realize is it's going to take him a little time to translate to the NFL. He's not going to hit the ground running. One person I knew about that a couple years ago when he got drafted that a lot of people slept on and completely forgot about was the guy who just got paid, and that's Jalen Hurts. I had full faith in him. Even when he transferred out of Alabama and went to Oklahoma, I was like, yeah, everybody out there, he ain't nothing. He's a project. We don't know how he's going to do it. And look at him now.
Lincoln Riley made him look really good, compared to what he had in Alabama. Like Nick Saban was just, the offense just wasn't.
But it's Alabama like that. Literally, Alabama worked just like this. You could be the starter, but then I'm behind you, and technically somewhere else, I'm the starter. And so is Big Mac, and so is Dave, and so is King. We're all starters anywhere else. There's just talent sitting on the damn bench.
But you look at Alabama's game manager quarterbacks, but Bryce
Young, literally sad that you almost are looking in the back of your mind. You almost want to say, yeah, get hurt so I can get on the goddamn field. And honestly, the only people I remember doing that was Willis McGahee and Clinton Portis. And you know who they did it for?
Frank Gore.
They openly came out and said they faked injuries so he could get on the field because they knew the talent that he had.
Yeah, he just never stayed healthy.
What'd you say, Kane?
Yeah, they always said that they felt that Frank Gore was the best one that ever came out of Miami as far as running backs.
Mm-hmm.
He had all the talent in the world, man.
But two torn ACLs on both of his legs.
And the crazy thing is for him to have a career as long as he spanned with that type of injury that CG just alluded to.
That's impressive.
That's extremely impressive.
Because he never really took the big hit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think he started to learn about
and he always fell forward. Frank you never saw, at least for me, I never saw Frank get his world rocked.
One thing about
Frank, I've seen running backs get smacked, punched, dead in the mouth.
Yeah,
I never saw that with Frank.
One thing about Frank that kind of translated well at the NFL was he was able to pass block, but he was able to take care of his body a little better than he did in college. He played a little smarter than most players. And
his son gonna be a beast.
What college is Southern Mississippi? Is it Southern Mississippi he plays at or what?
I forgot where he plays. All I can tell you is I paid close attention to this kid's highlights. Yeah,
he had 300 yards.
He's faster than his father.
Yeah, he had 300 yards.
Frank was never a burner. He was never a home run hitter.
He was a 4 or 5.
I'd say if you give Frank probably about anywhere from 20 to 40 yards, he might get you. But anything longer than that, it was easy to catch him.
Oh, dude, Frank
had that breakaway speed.
Oh, dude,
I want to ask you this real quick, Big Mac. A lot of people are saying that we should draft a running back that has speed because that's what we're missing as an element to our running back room. I'm curious what you think about that.
How is that missing? Mitchell runs what, a 4.3?
But he's more of a power.
But his knees are Mr. Glass. We can't never have him on the field. That's the issue.
I mean,
so who's out there that got speed? I haven't even really looked at all the prospects.
There are some running backs. I can't remember the names of these guys.
Israel, the guy from Pittsburgh, Israel something.
Something. Yeah.
Donatar, so I don't know how you say his name, but the only thing that Mitchell has is he's got speed, but he's more like a power speed back. He plays more bigger than his size, but he can't stay healthy. He's not like your every down back.
And that's where we're going, like what I was talking about with DTR, right? He's a smaller quarterback. He's going to be prone to injuries in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a fact.
Oh, yeah.
He seems like
Mitchell's going through the same thing too. I mean, I love what I see in him playing, but he gets injured quick because he's a smaller guy. And going back to Frank Gore,
miss. There you go. Thanks, Crazy Juice.
So going back to Frank Gore, I went back and watched the game when they played in 2011 against the Saints. The game that they won in the divisional game. Every single time.
Oh, that was Darren Sproles got folded by Hitler.
Oh yeah, that game.
Or
no,
Pierre
it
Thomas.
was Pierre Thomas.
But
Pierre
Wasn't it Pierre Thomas that got hit?
Pierre Thomas got smacked by
Hitler,
man. He smacked the crap out of him. He was just like folded.
Bam, and fumbled the ball too.
They fumbled the ball. That was it, and that was the play of the game. That whole game.
Momentum, yeah.
Everybody was on board. But going back to watching Frank Gore play, he did fall forward, but he knew not to take big hits. Like in that game, there were three of the Saints players came in at one time to hit him, and he just ducked under them to the ground, and those three guys hit each other. Boom. So I think
he's smart.
Yeah, he's hella smart, and a lot of players need to do that. I mean, back in the days, it was all about going head up and everything, but not in the NFL. If you want to have a good career in the NFL, you got to be really smart.
You got to be able to smart on running the ball more. But he was injured in college, but I think he learned from his mistake how to
have a good career in the NFL.
How to be more healthier.
Yeah, it's crazy because they didn't. The funny thing is people, and Chris Johnson talked about this. He said people used to make fun of him because he would run out of bounds and he would avoid contact. But he was like, all I was doing was prolonging my career.
Business decision.
The more hits I take, the worse off it is. And he's like, the thing is I already knew I had the speed. So if we get into a foot race, I'm not worried about that. You're not gonna catch me. I'm too fast. I'm gone. He goes, but if it's between me, you, and the end zone, I'm lower the boom on you. He goes, but if me hitting you is only going to get me 1 or 2 yards, why? Why am I going to?
It's pointless.
I don't need to. I'll just go out of bounds, and you can tell me whatever you want to tell me. But I'm one of few running backs that's ever run for over 2,000 yards. You know what I mean? Like I have all my, my accolades from my career, and I still have all my faculties in check. Because a lot of those people that took a lot of those hits, man. Like people would Calvin Johnson, he said himself that getting out of the bed is a fucking process.
It's pain.
Getting out of the bed,
it's pain. Very much pain, dude. Like a lot of the hits, you go through how these injuries like you would have in your early days, they start to hurt like a mother.
Yeah, later, because you got to remember your body deteriorates as you get older. It don't get better. And I don't care what supplements you take or how much you do, your body will continually still deteriorate over time. But it's just when you have those types of situations, you got to be smart about it. If you can catch the ball and get out of bounds before somebody lowers the boom on you, I say go ahead and be smart about it.
You have to be smart about it.
Dude, I've suffered some multiple injuries, and now it's starting to catch on with me a little bit. Like the injuries I had in my early days where I had I guess when I was being so dumb, I jumped over a lineman. I thought I would do it again, and then bam, shattered my knee. I was out for the year, and then I was carted off the field. But now I feel the same exact severe pain. I'm like, man, it just seems like yesterday I had that injury, and it just seems like I'm you know how that pain comes and goes.
Yeah, I know. I have lower back pain that will flare up on me once in a while, and I had the option to have surgery, and I told them, fuck that. I'd rather deal with the pain coming and going than y'all to get in there and fuck something up. No thanks. King, man, I gotta ask you, how your Dubs doing, man? I ain't been paying attention to playoffs. I really haven't.
Oh, it's a 2-2 right now, man. Dubs lucky to win yesterday's game. Had a couple late turnovers in the fourth quarter. But yeah, man, held on to win. Game, so it's going back to Sacramento, 2-2.
I'm really confused.
6.
I don't care what nobody says, man. I am confused as hell how the damn Sacramento Queens are anywhere near relevant and anywhere giving.
Whoa, Dion, what?
We're talking to a Kings fan over here, man.
Oh no, I'm gonna call them the Queens. I'm sorry, man. Your team has sucked forever. Y'all ain't been relevant since Chris fucking Webber. They ain't been good. I didn't even know they were damn playoffs. I truthfully did not. I was.
You know why they haven't been so relevant for so many years? Because you know who put them out of their place was the Lakers. We put them out, but now we'll see what they can do against the Dubs because it's a tight series.
It's because they went and hired Lottie Divac and he didn't know how to draft people. So
yeah, that's
my first question is why would you hire Vlade Divac to be in the front office?
That's
Vlade wasn't even like the greatest center. He was all right. I don't know why anybody would put him in the front office. I never looked at him as a GM type of dude. That's definitely never been anything, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, when I look at the draft this year for the NFL, going back to the NFL, and my bad, I didn't know you were a Kings fan, bro. I did not. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I commend you.
Before that, I just played with some of the Kings players from back in the day. So.
Oh, okay. See, I commend you because you stuck with them. Because it's hard to stick with a team. It's like being an Oakland A's fan. It's heartbreaking.
Oh man,
it's tough.
Baseball team, man.
And you hear they trying to go to Vegas too?
Man, they're following the Raiders.
And then Mark Davis gonna have the nerve to say they're doing Oakland wrong. Fool, you left too. What you talking about? You left.
Horrible, man.
And then on top of it, this is another little tidbit of information. The reason that prices for hotels in Vegas started to go up was because anybody staying in Vegas during the time that stadium was being built was paying for it.
Yeah.
They found a way to up them hotel prices to help pay for that damn stadium. And that's some BS, but it is what it is. But when I look at our needs for the team, honestly, I look at it and I say we need to make sure we get a safety to be able to replace Gipp because he's here on that 1-year deal and he probably will retire after this year. We need another linebacker because I don't believe in Oren Burks. I know nothing of what Marcelino McCrary Ball can bring to us. I don't feel that we need another edge guy. And if we draft an edge guy in the 3rd round with our first pick, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm tired of drafting defensive fucking linemen. We have enough. It's done. Tell Drake Jackson to get if y'all feel like he doesn't have his conditioning right, get his conditioning right.
Get his shit
together. I'm telling you right now, Drake Jackson.
He's going to be something this year.
But I'm saying Drake Jackson, Javon Hargrave, Eric Armstead, and Nick Bosa, you mean to tell me that's not good enough? That's more than good enough. Just put the kid out there and let him play and stop holding him back. And the one thing that I did not like from that presser was when they asked Lynch about Feliciano, and he's talking about how, dude's versatile, he's this, he's that. Okay, that's fine to have him as a Swiss Army knife. But I'm not going to keep my number one thing that I don't want to happen, and I feel like it's going to happen again. I feel like it's a crock of shit, is they're going to screw Trey Lance and play musical fucking chairs with that goddamn line. And that really pisses me off because you need to stop doing that. Lines don't build continuity if you don't have them playing together all at once. And when you're in training camp, there should not be musical chairs in front of your fucking starter. Do that shit with the 2nd and 3rd string guys. Do not play musical chairs like that. If you're going to play musical chairs at one position, that's fine. But they fuck around and be moving every position. And that's shit. Like, you already know at the end of the day, you know what you need to be doing? You need to put out everybody that you had last year, Williams, Banks, Burford, and Brendel, and put McKivitz at right tackle and let him work. That's the guy you say you're sold on as the right tackle. Then let him be the guy. Give him the bulk of the reps and make sure that when you rotate out, you rotate it with the second team. Because my thing is if you keep doing that, you make Trey Lance look bad, and then he gets into a game, and there's a bunch of stuff, and then all you're gonna hear is, "Oh, see, we can't wait till Brock get back. We need him. We can't need him." I'm telling you right now.
We need him back, guys.
I don't believe Brock wants to be ready for week 1. And I do believe that he's probably going to wind up starting on the PUP. And they're going to give Lance at a minimum should have at least 8.
They're going to treat him like Kirk Cousins. They're going to treat Brock like Kirk Cousins out there. That's the problem.
But honestly, I just think that they need to go ahead and give Lance at least 8 games.
Yeah, give him a fair chance.
Look, we talking to you behind closed doors. You got 8 games to show us.
Let him throw the ball more at least.
Yeah, because if not, we're going to go back to Brock. And if I'm Lance, I'm going to look at him and go, I've been in the offseason working with Patrick Mahomes and working on my skills. What I'm going to ask from you guys in return for y'all telling me I got 8 games. Number 1, don't shuffle my damn offensive line. Number 2, give me the same fucking playbook that you gave to the other 2 quarterbacks that magically seem to fucking change when my
gave me Danny Green on the field.
Like, I'm tired of that. Everybody thinks that everybody's like, oh no, man, you tripping. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, give me another
brain in my head could see that magically when Lance went down, the ball went in the air. But when he wasn't down, it was all run.
Like RG3 shit. Like RG3 crap. Like, that's what it seemed like. See, if I'm Trey, man, I'm gonna say this, man. No more shuffling offensive linemen, like you said. Give me another tight end. No offense to these Ross Dwellys and Charlie Warners. They can't catch to save their life. And Kittle can't stay healthy, man. The guy's 30 years old, and he can't even stay healthy. So that's the problem. And first of all,
draft 2 tight ends.
Put Danny Gray on the field, man. Put Danny Gray on some plays, man. I don't want this guy.
Danny Gray is going to be on the field this year.
Yeah, because Trey Lance exists, and that's the thing. Yeah. They always talk about, the whole like what he said early, no block, no rock. It's just a simple situation. There's nobody that's going to be able to complete the ball to the man. So having him on the field is irrelevant. The only way Danny Gray would have gotten time last year is if they put him in on kick returns and punt returns. That's the only way he would have gotten time. Other than that, he wasn't going to be on the field because who the fuck was going to throw the ball? We know Jimmy ain't got no damn cannon. And I'm sorry, I like Brock, but he does not have the arm to be hitting Danny Gray in stride.
Nope.
Finally,
one of the biggest thing about Garoppolo that we hated the most, like my son and I watching the games, is that they're wide open,
and he won't look.
He looks at them and he's like, I can't throw you the ball because my arm is not going to get it there.
Oh, this is Jimmy Garoppolo's pocket presence, bro.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna have fun with them Raider fans. They're already crying as it is. They don't like the fact that he's there.
Yeah, I just showed you that one video, but this is Jimmy Garoppolo's pocket presence. Hooters. Oh, he's not open. Damn.
Throw it out of bounds.
No, man, it's like Jimmy looks to the left. He looks to the right. He throws to the linebacker.
I think he's looking at that chick, the one from that one chick he was dating. I think he's thinking about her fantasize. Like you said,
it is what it is. But I mean,
hey, Dion, what linebacker would you draft this year?
Oh, Tommy, my favorite.
Hey, Huxley in the building. What's going on, man?
My favorite Lakers fan. My favorite Lakers fan in the world.
Yeah, he know them. He know them.
Y'all about to watch the game.
I'm messing with him now. I'm messing with him.
Let me see here, man.
We got Nutstone.
I'm gonna take a look real quick.
Hey, since everybody hasn't been watching too much wrestling, I guess Triple H brought in the new World Heavyweight title on Raw, bro. Looks a little different, but I got the old school title.
So we got like a couple of cats. I'm gonna tell you right now. Let's see.
They better get Cody Rhodes.
I know. I'm looking at PFF right now, and it says Jack Campbell.
All right, take it easy, bro.
You all right,
all right, King.
All right, King. Have a good one.
Jack Campbell out of Iowa looks to be probably the best linebacker that we would have. But I can tell you right now, he's definitely going to be gone by the time we get there because we aren't picking to the 3rd round.
No, it wouldn't matter what round it is.
I think
I'm gonna go with this guy. His name is weird as hell, but I like Texas linebackers. There's a guy named DeMarvion Overshown.
He's decent.
So I like Texas linebackers. They seem to do very well in the NFL. They translate pretty good. So
I think as far as like player wise, like you said, he's like one of those guys that's moving up draft boards. But here's this one guy that I'm hearing a lot of buzz about. the guy from Alabama, Henry. I don't know how you say his name, but he seems like
I don't want anything to do with another Alabama linebacker.
But he's not a Reuben Foster.
It was all bad.
He's a local kid too. He's even from the local area too.
Oh yeah,
he's a Bay Area kid. Like he just went on the Bay Area Pro Day, so they're really checking.
Some of these. Hey, after what happened with Reuben Foster, I was like, man, about Alabama players.
I highly doubt this guy would ever have any off the field issues, man. This guy's a humble Polynesian guy, bro. Very humble, very good kid, very good character.
That's good.
Like, if you look at, if you watch some of his tape, I can see why maybe he might slide a little bit because Alabamas are more traditional linebackers. But when this guy's on the field, this guy puts the boom, bro.
What's his name?
Henry, I don't know how you say it, Tutu something. I don't know how you say it, bro. But,
that dude. Yeah. He's got like a weird
he's got good character, name. Bro.
Yeah, he's got a weird ass last name. Let me see if I can find him.
I don't know how you say it, but it has like too many, it has
it's Henry
I don't know, dude. I can't.
Toto.
That dude looks like
it looks like Toto.
Or he should change his name to Toggles.
Yeah, this guy, he seems
he's a baller.
Pretty good. Yeah, they got his draft profile and everything. 6'1", 227. Yeah, we have to put a little weight on him, though. We're gonna have to put a couple pounds on him.
He'll fit.
Well, I mean, because our linebackers, we like them to be anywhere from 240 to 260.
There's this one
because you have to cover sideline to sideline in this type of defense. Honestly, I think if you could put, if you have the opportunity to do a 3 safety look, which Steve Wilkes does do from time to time, I wouldn't mind having George Odom out there because I know he's got good hands. Hey, I have to say this, man. I'm very happy that the teams in our division are crumbling. Outside of the Seahawks, they seem to stay afloat.
Oh yeah,
Buda Baker wanting out of Arizona. Hey man, if he gets traded, that's a big blow.
Yep.
Because people don't realize as much as we talk about the people in division,
cheap shots.
There are players that we still respect. And I'll tell you right now, I respect the hell out of Buda Baker.
He's
Baker is a damn good safety.
He's the closest to their Adrian Wilson.
Good safety.
I think he's the closest to what's his name, Honey Badger almost. But
I think because we got Buda wants out. Matt Stafford's a shell of himself. And we all know he's not going to do it.
He's from Sacramento, the linebacker from Alabama. He's from Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But he's got a good instincts too. So there's another linebacker I do like in the draft, Cam Jones from Indiana. He's got that hybrid coverage skills, bro, that you can't coach. I mean, I've heard a lot of buzz about this kid, so he might be somebody that we could definitely consider. Then there's another guy that I really like also. I heard the guy from Georgia Tech, a linebacker named Thomas or something. Charlie Thomas. I don't know how you say his name, but I heard he's pretty physical. He's a good coverage linebacker, somebody to consider. But if this Toto guy slides in between the 4th or 5th round, there's no hesitation.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got to put the flyer on.
Let me see if I can pronounce his name right. To'o.
Yeah, there you go. You got it right.
But he's a baller too. If you look at his production, but he doesn't have. Yeah.
You said what?
That's in Tongan.
Oh yeah.
But you don't look at his.
Oh man, yeah, we need to bring another Tongan player in. Look at what the last Tongan player did for us. I'm with that.
They're humble. They're very humble, and they work pretty hard for their stuff out there. You don't see no off the field with Henry. Compared to Reuben Foster, there's a lot of off the field, but I don't think you hear much from this kid.
Yeah, we need guys that have their head right.
Yeah, if you're too busy enamored with shit off the field, then you don't need to be here. And we built
it's glitz and glamour. Go to LA or go to freaking New York.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
speaking of New York, oh boy. I'm gonna tell you right now, Zach Wilson is about to suffer because the crappy thing is A-Rod sat behind Brett Favre and learned everything he could from Brett Favre. Brett Favre was a willing teacher. A-Rod is not that dude. And I can tell you right now, Zach Wilson ain't gonna learn not a damn thing but how to get high messing with Aaron Rodgers for the next 2 years.
This is what Rodgers is gonna do with Zach Wilson. He's gonna say, man, sit down, kid. Don't stay out of my reps.
Don't worry about it, man. Hey, how about you go give me a towel, man? I'm sweating here. Please.
Go give me some snacks, man.
Hey, drive to Humboldt County and get me some weed.
Right? No, man. He likes that. What is it? Ashkawala, whatever the fuck. He be
Oh, that's some
peyote, all
healthy
kinds
shit.
of shit.
That's some good stuff.
I think it's called ayahuasca or something. Bro, he be out here on a whole nother level. And my biggest thing is why is the NFL not punishing him?
Because he's
openly out here just taking a bunch of drugs, but
he's that star, bro. They like to
we
protect
him. We don't give a shit that oh my bad, it's because you're Aaron Rodgers. Really?
Of course, they give him that treatment, of course. But I get it. They need to be all treated the same way as everybody else.
Yeah, you got to be fair about that. I'm sorry, because I guarantee you right now.
So the Lions.
If Russell Wilson took his black ass out there and did all them drugs, came back talking about how he done found his third eye, second mind, and fourth leg, they would have suspended his ass.
Yeah, they would, because they wouldn't give him the proper treatment. But you look at the Lions players, bro. Like they cut two of these guys that probably weren't even going to make the roster, but instead they let the other receiver get away. Like, can you tell me otherwise? Like, how the hell you cut the other receiver just because he was probably undrafted?
Hey, man, some people are weird like that, bro. It truthfully it's mind-boggling sometimes the decisions that these franchises make, you know, and to be honest with you, like, I think that the league should just leave marijuana alone. Let them players
have their rights.
Focus on everything else and just tell players, hey, like on game day, man, you can't be out there high because you can get yourself fucked up. You know, like learn how to regulate it, do something. But I don't think, because I'm sorry, when you smoke, that does not energize you. There's no benefit to that when you're playing football.
It calms you down.
You ever try to get high and go out on the field and play football? It don't work. I've never done it, but I can tell you right now, it's not going to work.
I'll tell you by experience.
It's not a drug that gives you anything. It would serve you better to snort a line of coke before you play a game because it's an upper.
It does.
If people don't know about drugs, there's uppers and there's downers. Weed is a downer. Why? Because it makes you mellow. It relaxes you. You can't smoke and then go out there and be like, I'm about to run 13 miles. Before the first mile, you're gonna be like, fuck this, I'm going to sit my ass down. But certain drugs are uppers, and cocaine is one of them. That's an unfortunate part. And I learned this because I had to, I research stuff and I know.
The energy. Yeah, dude, the energy is insane, bro. Like I never playing with a couple of guys on the lead, bro. And every now and then when we come on the field, we would try to snort that shit and go on the field. And I would have that same intensity energy. The difference between smoking weed is you're not even at the full energy.
But the energy is sucked out of you. You want to relax. You don't want to get on the field and have somebody knock the shit out of you. Like, who's looking for contact like that? That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
When you snort that shit, bro, you feel a little like not all the way there, bro. You feel like you just want to get loose out there.
And it's bad because I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not an advocate for all that shit. You know, I mean, I kind of feel I
I'm not with it either, but I know the difference. Like,
whoa, holy fuck ball. Well, yeah, but then again, it's
just a couple snorts with my buddies.
Yeah, I mean that can give you energy too, depending on how you do it.
Here's a question by Corey, man. I think Corey Davis asking a question. Hell yeah, we're happy that Aaron Rodgers is gone, bro. Because
Corey, I never entertained it. I'm sorry.
I just thought it was stupid.
I never not once entertained the fact of him coming here because I knew it wasn't going to happen. We barely want to pay quarterbacks. The highest paid quarterback in the last couple of years has been Jimmy Garoppolo, and he didn't even break 30 million. So you really think we about to give what's Aaron got? 40, 45, something like that? Some real ridiculous, absorbent number. You think Parag Marate about to let that walk in the building? Yeah, you got another thing coming. Parag ain't finna give up not a dime because he's the one controlling the books and letting you know how to make that money work for you and not against you. And if we were to bring him in, it would compromise too many other things. So I never was on that train of Aaron Rodgers even being anywhere near here because I knew it just would not work.
It would be bullshit.
It would just be foolish for them to try it, and I already know it's just it's never gonna happen, man. You know.
No, it's just like it's just pointless with Aaron Rodgers, bro. It just doesn't seem like a fit because Kyle Shanahan likes to run the show the way he runs it, and Aaron Rodgers has a different ego. It wouldn't work well with him and Tom Brady because Tom Brady's are leaders. They're not pushovers. They're not yes mans. They're not going to be like your Kirk Cousins. See, Shanahan wants that guy to do what he says. Like, he's going to say, yes, coach. No. When Aaron Rodgers is there, it's more like, nah, shut the hell up. I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah,
That's why we didn't draft him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's been upset about that for years. But
They're getting cocky, bro.
Here's the crazy thing. So since we drafted Alex Smith and they drafted Aaron Rodgers has literally only won one Super Bowl, and other than that, he's just been he's been great, but as far as his playoffs, he's been mediocre. Why? He can't do anything, and coming up against us is just flat out.
Make him look like trash.
That's just death because every time he plays us over these past couple of years, he just looked horrible. The only time he actually owned us was in the bubble, and that was when we had everybody and their mama sitting on IR. So there's no way you could do anything. And even in that game, that was the game he told Fred he was the best linebacker in the league. Oh. Yeah, and look at that. Well, 16, he would have been because Green Bay's got to eat some of his money.
So
but I can tell you right now, Steve-O, I don't think that it would have been a good fit, man. It just I don't need him coming here showing us his toes and telling us
what to do.
Yeah, trying to come in and do bro. You're not that guy anymore.
And doesn't communicate with his teammates during the offseason. Like,
what kind of
I'm not gonna put up with.
Like the fact that Trey Lance and and our guys wind up working out in the offseason. Lance always calls them up and says, hey, let's get this done. Let's get that done. Because why? He knows that you have to build rapport with your receivers. And
yeah. But do you really think that Shanahan's going to want to get a quarterback that's going to put him in his place, bro? I don't think it's going to happen, bro. There's not going to be
he don't want to because he already, he's too egotistical as it is. Like you get those are two alpha male
Rodgers and Tom Brady would put him in his place.
There's basically two alpha male lions fighting for control of the pride. And I'll tell you right now, people look at me crazy when I say this, but to be honest with you, Kyle Shanahan would have been fired if he'd have been anywhere else.
He probably would have.
Because technically speaking, you ain't brought no championship nowhere. You got to the dance once, you lost. You got to the NFC Championship twice, you lost. You know who that kind of reminds me of? You know who was competitive year in and year out and no one gave a fuck? Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, yep. And
the dude was. You couldn't tell him he wasn't winning. You couldn't tell him he wasn't going to the playoffs. He did a great job, but you know what? He can never get over that fucking hump. But then when he went to Kansas City, and there was a young man named Patrick Mahomes, a little half-breed, half-white, half-black kid, this motherfucker came out and did what he did, and now he's got 2 Super Bowls to his name.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you right now, I'm getting really tired of just being fucking competitive. I don't want to be competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to win a Super Bowl and be happy and be able to shit on everybody in the league and tell them that my team won. But I don't want – I'm tired of just being competitive. I don't care about being competitive. What people don't understand is it's nice that you can be in the conversation, but you want to be competitive like who? Tom and Bill. You know why? Because they had aspirations to win the Super Bowl. And every now and then, they pulled it off. They may have had some years where they didn't go all the way to the big dance, but they had a higher probability, and you knew it was a chance. When they got there, they were not going to fail. And that's the problem. It sucks because we don't have, we don't have that. We don't have, and Kyle and Bill are polar opposites. Bill is a killer. Kyle is not.
Kyle's just like a guy that's soft in some ways. Like you kind of question his manhood a little bit because if there was an alpha man quarterback that would want to put him in his place, bro, he would be embarrassed. He would be treated like a kid out there. But I don't want to sound like an insult, but Kyle Shanahan is like the Jed York of head coach, bro. I don't know. That just sounds kind of like that's just what it seems like, bro. The treatments.
It just seems to me like he doesn't. I've always stuck to this. He just doesn't have the killer instinct. And I need you to get it, man. You got to have that that all gas no brakes mentality. Like you guys, they talk about it, but it don't seem like Kyle has that because I'm kid you not, man. I'm an asshole. If I'm playing you in Madden and I'm beating you by 21, I want to beat you by 38. I don't want to give you no slack. I want to watch. If I'm playing and I'm really out there and this is professional sports, you should want to beat the shit out of your opponent.
Dude, I'm tired of being competitive. I'd rather win a Super Bowl and suck the next 5 years, bro. If that's what it takes, bro. If
that's what the Rams about to do.
Yeah, and look at
because all they have is Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. They have nothing else.
That's fine. That's okay. That's all they can do. That's what matters, bro. They can suck for the next 10 years because they have a recent Super Bowl victory. So they have every right to talk their shit. So we're not disputing that.
I think Kyle Shanahan, if he doesn't do it this year, I think he's out.
Nah, he needs to go.
He just signed that extension.
Still,
but then he had 4 years, right?
I'll say this: I don't believe that Kyle's out for this reason. I think that him and Jed are very tight, and that's the only reason why Kyle got that extension well before he was deserving of such. I'm sorry, I'm one of those people. If I give you a 6-year deal, you know what I'm gonna tell you? In that 6 years, I expect you to bring me at least 1 to 2 Super Bowls. That's what I'm going to expect from you from that time frame. And appearances and NFC championships aren't going to mean shit to me. At the end of the day, I need a Lombardi in my motherfucking case, and if you don't deliver it, I will fire you and find someone else who can get me over the hump and make it happen. Right now, Kyle to me is like who is the coach for Mark Jackson? He's like Mark Jackson. He literally has the winning team, the winning formula, but it's just not clicking. And we need a Steve Kerr.
Yeah. But who would be a Steve Kerr? Would it be a Steve Wilkes? Wilkes seems like a really respectable coach. If you look,
Wilkes is a respectable coach, and the players love him. And he got fucked while he was in Arizona. I mean, they played that man 1 year, and his only 2 wins was against us, and that's because he had Josh Rosen. And I mean, you didn't even give him anything to build on. Like the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, Dave, what do you think about Kyle, Dave?
Since Davis is,
I would have fired him last year.
Dude, I'm
not gonna. And you know what? I'm not gonna object to it.
You guys know when Bill Walsh lost an NFC Championship game. This is after winning a couple Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Ed DeBartler wanted to fire him. Cartman Policy talked him out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm old school. I view it like him. He's not winning Super Bowls. He's had his opportunity 3 times so far, and he hasn't been able to get it done.
He needs to be on the hot seat for once. Like, maybe that would motivate him. Maybe that would get him to be very serious about his job security because, dude, you look at the front office. Look at Jed York, bro. He's giving him a freaking treatment, bro. Like, can Jed York have some balls, bro? I appreciate him for being patient with the head coach and actually, like, letting the guy run the team. But maybe it's time for you to do exactly what your uncle would do. Have some balls and stand up to those fucking front office people and say, hey, look, bro, I want whatever it takes to win a Super Bowl. And if this doesn't work, you need to do something about it. You need to change your shit. No more of this pocket passer, slow-ass quarterbacks anymore. I want a fucking game changer. No more of this crappy-ass offensive lineman. I want a fucking guy who can block. I want a guy who would make sure that nobody touches my quarterback.
And Steve-O, here's the thing, man. It's not about the fact that Brock Purdy wound up getting injured. It's the fact that the man has not delivered, period. I don't care. And the number one reason I don't give Kyle no kind of slack when it comes to the quarterbacks being injured is because the dumbass had the opportunity to draft the fucking quarterback and he passed on him because he was too busy dick riding Kirk Cousins. And we all know that to be true. Nobody can tell me anything different. If he wouldn't have been dick riding Kirk Cousins, did his damn due diligence when he came in, picked a QB that he really wanted, we probably would have a Lombardi. But no, you decided to pass on him. You wanted to wait on Mr. Cousins. And I'm going to tell you right now, it backfired in his face and it's not doing anything. And look at what's Kirk doing. The same thing he's been doing.
Stealing money off of the Vikings.
Robbing the league and robbing everybody for their money and not giving up shit. Kirk Cousins wasn't winning shit in Washington. He ain't winning shit in Minnesota. And when he retires, he'll be just like Sam Darnold. I may not have won much of shit, but I was sure finding ways to get my motherfucking money. And I ain't mad at you, son. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. I'm not about to knock your hustle.
No, but in all seriously, man, like you don't get the point. Like the injuries at quarterback have been the problem, but the problem is, bro, why can't we just evaluate more of the better offensive linemen, better blockers, guys that can pass block, somebody who can actually protect the quarterback? You're relying on fucking guys who would run blockers. Like outside of Trent Williams, the rest of them are barely average as pass blockers. They're not going to protect your quarterbacks. Like for a guy like Trey Lance, bro, he's running for his life because he has to freaking run around a little bit. But for a guy like Brock Purdy, it may take some time before he even gets injured. And it's a common thing, bro. It needs to I don't have a problem with Shanahan as a coach, but he needs to be better as look for better offensive line talent at least. Protect the quarterback. That's important.
Yeah.
My big thing is the guys had 3 chances. And when it comes down to it, Brock Purdy's injury, Croft got ran through. Straight ran through. If you would have put Warner out there, do you think the blocking tight end would have got ran through? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, you know, Riddick's a fantastic pass rusher. But I think Warner would at least held up for another split second.
Yeah.
You know,
Warner was at least
when you're playing those types of games, you have to know that they are going to make sure that they attack your weak points. They are not there you are in the NFC Championship game. You think people really finna take it easy on you? They're not going to attack the weak points? Hell no. They coming from every angle and they're coming from all over the place. And I love what Debo said right after the game was over. They said, well, what was your game plan? He was like, we was about to attack through the air. He was like, the DBs are trash. He was like, outside of Slay, everybody else was garbage. They was like, what about Bradbury? He was like, trash. He was like, cooking. And said it straight out just like that. Just like, yeah, man, You got to know this is exactly what's happening. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, we'll end it on a high note, but let's see what Big Mac's got to say. I know he's got to say something before I put it.
I just wanted to go back to when they traded the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They traded for John for what's his name?
Gruden.
For Gruden.
Yeah.
Because Tampa Bay had the team. They had the team. They didn't have the coach that can put them over that level. So we're talking about Kyle Shanahan. He has the team. Stop taking your foot off of the damn gas pedal. Get the job done, or else.
Yep.
Go get
and he really needs to feel that. Like he really needs to feel that. And I don't think that that's something that's been told to him, but he needs to feel that because I could tell you right now, if I'm a fan and I'm running to Kyle Shanahan, I'm going to look at him and I'm going to tell him straight up, I want a Lombardi and I want it now. You've been here 6 damn years. I'm tired of waiting. Okay. I don't care about your circumstances. I don't care about what happened. I need you to figure out how to get that goddamn Lombardi in that fucking case so we can celebrate. But I'm tired of waiting. I'm done waiting.
Yeah, tired of losing.
At this point, I know you have another extension, so we got you for at least another 5 years. But at the end of the day, if you ain't bringing me a Lombardi, I need you to go ahead and hit the road, Jack.
He can turn it around this year. Start this year.
Yeah, he has the opportunity to be able to do so because we're contending year in and year out. But the contention ain't enough.
It's going to expire at some point. It's going to eventually expire, bro, because of all the players leaving at some point. But
because you can't pay everybody.
Yeah. But see, if it came down to Shanahan, the one thing he lacks is the aggressive style, bro. Like he's just not that kind of guy. But I don't know. Steve Wilkes wasn't given a fair chance as a head coach, man. Like he seemed players wanted to play from it. It seemed like he had the little more feisty.
The Cardinals went and did what they did and went and got Kingsbury. Kingsbury said from the jump that he was going to get Murray. He got Murray. And now they're going to suck ass because they hired a defensive head coach, one who has no head coaching experience, by the way, and who probably is not going to know what the fuck to do with that team. And you've already got Buda Baker saying, I ain't about to be on Hard Knocks again crying because I'm tired of losing. I'm out this motherfucker. Like
he wants out of here so bad, bro.
He really truthfully does, and I respect him. And it is hard because Like what people don't realize, you find yourself being loyal to something, you know, or loyal to a team or loyal to a fault because you really want to be there with your guys and you've dug in. You may have even just made this your home. But at the end of the day, man, there's one thing that every player will tell you is I wasn't in the I'll say majority of the players. Most of those players will tell you I'd have given anything just to give me a ring, just to give me that. Because there's so many great players who don't have one.
Have it.
Yeah, absolutely. But man,
and it's part of what makes your career too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You could be a fantastic linebacker, one of the greatest. If you don't have a Lombardi to go with it,
that means nothing at this point. So like, you know what, man? We've been going on pretty damn long, bro. I know we've been going forever. And it's almost like it's like a 90-minute thing. I know you guys got to get going, bro. So we can end on a high note. We'll definitely do some recap on the draft next week. But thank you guys for coming in. And Dion, you always know you come on when you can, bro. It's all good. You're like the prime time, man. When you show up, it's prime time.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always are holding it down, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody here does fantastic work, man. We're gonna get it, man, and I'm probably gonna try to get myself another one going at some point. I gotta get with
my cap.
I gotta get with I know I like the CG Roofers. That's hard right there. I like it. Yeah. I gotta get with you Big Mac and Dave, man. Make sure we get y'all on the channel at some point so we can figure out some things, you know. I'm gonna start looking into these DBs and then probably get me a little show going on that. Oh, Dave! You
know what I did? You know what I did for David? I actually told him to change his name to McNider.
You did. That was your suggestion, and it has panned out. McNider has worked out, man. Everybody actually likes that too.
No, I mean I love it, bro. I picked the names that are reasonable, but when I gave Corey Davis a good name, I call it Lockdown Davis Talk or whatever it was.
There you go.
But I don't want to take credit for it, but I know I came up with some good names, man. Hey,
but you just got you got to shine. You got to shit on the competition, man. You got to let them know. I got good suggestions, and the people roll with it. They roll with it, bro. I can't help that.
Yeah, Big Mac Sports sounds more better with Big Mac Attack Sports, man. You come and attack, not just play. Dude, but I'm just saying, bro, we're going to have a good
segment. That could be a segment.
Bam! You just say it's the Mac Attack coming at you.
You attack certain things. You attack. There you go.
Hey, you know what your intro should be like, Big Mac? It's the Big Mac Attack coming at you with another video or coming at you with a live stream. Listen,
I'm waiting for you, Chris, to make it for me because I don't know how to do all that stuff.
It's the Big Mac Attack. Be sure to tune in and subscribe to the channel, or I'm going to come and attack you. Bam!
All right, man. Everybody have a good evening out there, man. Stay blessed, guys.
Let's go, man. Let's go. We're going to end it. And as always, go Niners. And David McNider, you can say what you want to say.
Go Niners and fuck the Rams.
Rudy.